Okay, so we're going to go over some conversions on both the GRE and SAT that need to get straightened out, and also on the GED, and we're going to look at this from the conceptual basis of what's happening. So I just want to put all three out here so that people know what we're doing. Uh, okay, so this was a real question on, I'm going to circle which one it was on. It was on the GRE. So it's a graduate records examination. But anyway, after receiving a 30% discount, Chul paid $175 for a designer jacket. What was the original price? These are the things that most people get confused. They want to dive right in and go 175 times 30%. And that's wrong, because in order to get the original price costs more. So in order to get the original price, and I'm going to put OP. I'll just put original. So you know, original price, the cost is higher. Okay, so when you do this, you're taking 30% off. And let's be real cautious about how your mind can keep that straight, is that 30% is 10% off 3 times. So 10%, wow, sorry guys, let me try this again. So 10% times 3 is 30%. So if you would take 10% off, you're doing $17.50 3 times. And so $17.50 3 times is going to get you what? It's going to get you 17.50 times 3 is going to get you $52.50. Okay, 3 times 1 is 3, plus this is a lot of people forget the concept, because a lot of people are using a computer. If you add 52.50 to 175, you're going to get $227.50. And what is going to happen is that's going to be one of your answers. And so when you get ready to add 175 and 52.50, and then you're going to go, oh, got this answer. And then when you get your score back, you're going to go, gee, what happened? And here's what happened. You decided to take 30, you decided to do 30% and add it up. Okay, but that's not really what this is saying. If they received a 30% discount, that means that the price was what? 70% more. Okay, so this is what you have to think about when you get ready to do these questions. And we're going to go over, and I'm going to put at the end what the original question choices were. Okay, but for right now, we're going to get the concept. And here is how you have to think about that. And I want you to play this back, and I want you to think about what I said. Don't do this. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. That's what most people who forgot math over a 7-year period are inclined to do. Okay, so your original cost, remember I said it goes up, is 0.70. And remember, I said, okay, we want to remember if Chul received the original cost 70% more than the original cost of a jacket, therefore we must place a variable next to 0.70 and get an x, which equals the cost. And this cost is original, or the cost now. The cost now is going to lead to the original cost. But make sure you set up, I said original, and GRE, when you're going to original, you're going to do, they're going to use more sophisticated words. They're going to say current, because you do that when you do your formulas in college. They're current cost, current price. Okay, so that was current. Okay, so now you're going to go this, and this is your formula. And remember, your cost is going to be over here. And when you get ready to divide, you're going to get another cost here. And so when you get ready to do that, you're going to divide this out because we want to isolate the variable. Whenever you solve any kind of equation that wants to have a variable, you want to get the variable's answer. You want to do this as quickly as possible. So when you divide this 0.70, which is 70, that crosses out, you get your x. So x is going to be $175. And you can put these, the two decimal places afterwards. Okay, for your tenths and your hundredths, or you can leave it alone. Okay, now when you solve the problem, and I did all this messy math up here, it gets very, very complicated. You have 2 into 7, and I did something here, 2 into 7, and then this is your 3, and this 5, this was a 0 in this place, but this 5 comes here. So that this is 0 times 5 is 350, and you go down, and remember this is 70. You can always knock the 0 off and do whatever you want. This is 35, and then this 0 came down and it was 350, and so that's your answer, because 70 times 5 is 350. That leaves you with 350 here, and then you end up with 0. 0, 0, so 0 and 0. Okay, so that's your answer there. X equals 250. Now that's one of your choices. Okay, so now here's how you do it. If those of you don't want to do fractions, here is what you can do. And here is how you do it. Remember, 7/10 is this. Some people say it's really 70 over 100. Okay, but I just lessened it to 7/10 because they basically mean the same. If you did 70 over 100, you'd make this 100 over 70, but you could still cross out the zeros here, so it doesn't matter. So just keep it easy and know that it's 7 over tenths, that they're all like, they call them, you say you want to decimate, you want to increase up by decimal places, so they're up. You increase in terms of tenths. So 7/10 times 10/7 x equals 175 over 1 times 10 over 7. Okay, now next I was going to show you, this is 1,750 over 7, and then here's the math. 7 times 2 is 14, gives you 3. Carry this 5 down, that's 35. 7 times 5 is 35. This is 0, bring the 0 over, and so your answer is 250. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. Let's see what your choices were. Okay, after receiving a 30% discount, Chula paid $175 for a designer jacket. What was the original price of the jacket? We already did this. This was here, but do you see how you have all these other amounts? Okay, and you have 225, which people are like, okay, well, 225 minus 175 is going to be what? It's going to be close enough to your answer, and so it's going to be $50 off. And as people rush, this was the one that was a distractor, the $227,550 if you took 30% off, if you did 3/10 instead of 7/10. So this was here. This 225 is in case somebody guesses. This is your distractor. And then you had 195. That's just put in for somebody who doesn't have time or who gets frustrated and won't do the math. Thanks for watching. Have a good afternoon.